Welcome to Reality, the show for teens, by teens, about teens. I'm JK, and I'm not kidding, and I'm your host. Today we'll be talking about siblings. The good, the bad, and this one. Today I am joined by my little brother, Connor.
Hello, that's me.
That is you!
Yeah.
Connor, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for inviting me.
So, as you can see, we are talking about siblings, and we are going to decide on this TV show whether or not siblings should be a rivalry or a friendship. So, reverie.
Yep.
He's getting better at English. So, let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the top 10 most annoying things about younger siblings.
Aww.
Because as much as I love you, you do get very, very annoying.
But at least I don't hate my favorite food.
That is true. All right, number 1. Younger siblings steal your stuff and claim it's theirs.
I mean, I might have done that a few times. Maybe.
You got a story to tell me?
I think I remember one time where I thought that you took my Mystery Dungeon Pokemon game, but then I found out it was actually yours. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a reason why younger siblings are annoying.
Aw, that makes me so sad.
All right, number 2, and this one is way too real. Like, this one I
Yeah.
could relate to. They get to stay up way later and watch more TV than when you were their age.
That's true.
That is so true.
Yeah.
All right, when I was younger, when I was his age, I only had 3 TV shows that I could watch on VHS tapes. We had SpongeBob, we had Sesame Street, and we had, Elmo?
I don't know if SpongeBob's good.
SpongeBob was all right, but, now I'm in the TV room, I'm watching TV, and he walks in and he's allowed to watch How I Met Your Mother. He's 11 years old.
It's called me walking in.
It's him walking in, but he gets to stay up later. It's almost like a new trend where kids get to, evolve more because of technology. Like, you have your own cell phone, you have all these things that I wasn't even able to have access to.
Yeah, well, you did have a Game Boy.
I had a Game Boy. Yeah, I had a Game Boy. Thank you for pointing that out. And number 3, they keep going to your room.
Well, yeah, but you've gone into my room a lot of times as well.
That is true. I have gone into your room. So I'm not gonna put that one against you. Next up, we've got they blame things on you, and when you get into fights, you get in trouble because you're older and are supposed to know better.
Well, also that works both ways, because I remember one time when you were in charge, since they believed you instead of me, and yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when I'm in charge, that means that I should be the one who is telling you what's right and wrong.
Yeah, well, wait till later.
Wait till later?
I'll get my revenge.
I'm scared. All right, number 5. The youngest can basically get away with murder when your parents are too tired to care.
I mean, I haven't gotten away with murder. I haven't murdered anyone. So.
You haven't murdered anyone?
Yeah.
Do you think you've ever done anything that I would have gotten in trouble for, but since you're younger than me, you were able to get away with it?
I'm trying to think of a story, but no.
Nothing?
Really? I mean, maybe, but I just can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
Okay, I gotcha. I'm trusting you, though.
Okay.
Maybe this is the thing that he's going to get away with. Number 6. Your younger siblings will always want to leech on and hang out with your friends. Now, I know you do this one.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me about this one.
Well, I don't think it makes me feel older and cooler, but it's just because I get bored. And then I see, JK has friends over, I'll just hang out with them because I'm bored.
Now, being a younger sibling, I mean, I'm also a younger sibling. We happen to have an older sister.
Yeah, but I'm the youngest.
He's the youngest. So you have 2 sets of friends of 2 older siblings to leech onto.
Yeah.
So what is the thing about older kids that attracts younger kids to want to be their friends?
Well, it's not that I want to be their friends, it's just I'm bored, so I want to hang out with them to get rid of my boredom.
And it's never because you just want to annoy your sibling?
I mean, a few times, I guess. I've wanted to annoy him, so yeah. It worked.
Now, we're talking about the top 10 most annoying things about younger siblings. You just pointed one out that's not even on this list. Why do younger siblings feel the need to annoy their older siblings?
Well, because you annoy me too sometimes, and it needs to be a circle of annoyance.
A circle of annoyance?
Yep. You annoy me, I annoy you.
Don't know how fair that is, but all right. All right, number 7. you had to watch your siblings, aka babysit them, because mom was too cheap to pay for a babysitter. Okay, this one.
I had a babysitter too.
You never had a babysitter.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he had a free babysitter right here.
No, I had a legitimate babysitter, remember? Back when I was like 1, you were 5, Kathleen was 6. Or, no, you were 6, Kathleen was 7. Or 8, actually. Yeah.
Maybe for like a couple years. But then once Kathleen got to be 10 or 11, you didn't have a babysitter anymore.
Then I didn't have a babysitter because Kathleen.
Now, being a younger sibling, do you think that you would rather be watched by an older sibling or by some paid babysitter?
Well, it depends on what the babysitter's like and who they are. Because if the babysitter's like, I don't like the babysitter, then it just doesn't work. But if it's the babysitter I like, then that works.
Now, if it's all about the likability, you already know your siblings. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you want them to be in charge?
Well, because, like I said, the circle of annoyance. You could annoy me, a babysitter might annoy me less.
But they might annoy you more.
Yeah.
It's almost a perspective.
Yeah.
It's like you could start with a happy medium, which is your sibling, or you could get a babysitter that annoys you too much or not enough. Mm-hmm. The middle is good. The middle is safe.
Okay, fine. Then you get to be my babysitter.
All right. Well, let's play a scenario right now. What do you think it would be like if mom and dad reversed the roles and one day they went out on a date, they put you in charge of me and Kathleen?
I think the house would crash and burn.
What would you do differently than what Kathleen and I do?
Well, I'd probably do what is later going to be noticed in this slideshow.
You would
I would
do
make
something.
you my slave.
All right. Now let's see. Number 8, we've got they act innocent when they did something bad.
I could agree with this one.
Yeah, he could agree with this one.
But you've acted innocent when you've done something bad.
I'm not saying
too.
I did, but this is about younger siblings right here. You're the younger sibling.
But, I mean, it's fair if both siblings branches, I guess.
All right. What is something that you've done that you acted completely innocent about trying to get mom and dad on your side?
Probably that mystery dungeon thing.
The mystery dungeon thing? You keep going to this mystery dungeon thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. You've done some things. I'm going to tell you a little thing. I think that sometimes when you are sick in the morning, like when you don't want to go to school, I think that you just don't want to go to school.
Oh, well, that happened when you were in the 8th grade, too.
That did happen when I was younger, too. But I'm also a younger sibling.
Yeah.
Now, while we're on the slide, I just want to mention these pictures of us are completely real and very scary to look back on.
Yeah. JK has a missing tooth.
I do have a missing tooth.
And well, that's enough said.
But I think that kind of shows what a sibling relationship is like.
Yeah.
All right, number 9. Younger siblings always got stuff way earlier than you did. So, when I got my first cell phone, I think I was 11 years old.
I got mine when I was 10.
You got yours when you were 10. But what was your first cell phone?
Well, technically the iPod, 1. And then...
Not the iPod 1. The iPod 1 came out in 2006.
Okay, well, there are better iPods. That's
So whatever the best iPod was at that time.
So probably an iPod 3, I guess? I don't know.
So see, he gets an iPod 3, and anything that I list that was one of my first cell phones, not even a Razor. Not even a Razor. I got one of those... Basically a plastic toy flip-open phone that you had to be within 30 feet of your parents to even get a signal.
Wow, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, see, do you think it's fair for younger siblings to get stuff earlier than their older siblings?
Well, I wouldn't say it's fair, but I think it's because the parents are more experienced once they, have more kids, because then they're used to, assigning them with certain technology.
Talk about that. I like that.
Well, with Kathleen, she probably started off getting the least amount, but then when mom and dad were, ready to handle giving someone better stuff, then you probably had a better phone than Kathleen, and then I had a better phone than you.
All right. I could agree with that a little bit. I kind of get the experience thing. But when you think about it, this doesn't just go for technology and objects. I know that you also had your first sleepover party
when I was 4.
4. I had my first sleepover party when I was 13 years old.
We probably didn't want to have a sleepover.
I like sleepovers.
You don't?
Stay up all night, watch Netflix,
Why don't watch Netflix at sleepovers?
That doesn't matter. What matters is that you got your sleepover before I did.
Yeah, well, they were ready for me to have extra sleepovers. And plus, it was the Johnson brothers.
Okay. Now, what are some things that you think maybe all kids should get around the same age, that younger siblings shouldn't necessarily get before their older siblings?
Well, honestly, I think that, like, all siblings should get the same stuff, but just based on experience, like I said. But if there was something that all siblings should get around the same age, I'd say it's their first piece of technology.
Like
their very first.
Oh, so like a Game Boy or like a small piece of technology.
Yeah, not something all that big.
Okay. And what age do you think would that be appropriate for? He's the parent in this situation.
4 to 6.
4 to 6 years old. All right.
To get something like a DS Lite or a Game Boy.
Okay. Well, he's really into Nintendo.
Yeah.
Now, what are some things that you think the younger sibling should be getting before their older siblings?
Stuff like a phone, because the parents are ready to give them a phone earlier because of the experience thing.
What else? Like not just objects, like experiences.
Well, the sleepover, because they know what having a sleepover is like and what they have to do to make sure that you actually sleep. Stuff like that, or maybe like having a party or something like that. But I don't mean like a...
Like not like a birthday party, like just throwing a house party.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that that's all based on experience?
Yeah.
All right. Now, one thing that I know our parents were very ranged with, like Kathleen got it the least, like the latest, you got it the earliest, I got it somewhere in the middle, is movies.
Yeah, I got to watch PG-13 movies where...
His favorite movie was this whole thing about destruction and the world ending, and he watched it when he was like 6 years old. Yeah, he watched it when he was like 6 years old. And I didn't watch it until I was 12. I mean, I guess the movie came out when I happened to be 12 and he happened to be 6 or something. But still, like, he got to see these PG-13 movies way before he was 13. And my parents were basically like, okay, JK, it says 13 on the box, you're going to be 13, and I'm going to be sitting there being the parental guidance part of it. Do you think that's fair?
Well, actually, no. I don't really think it's fair.
Huh.
I think that I should have probably watched it when I was like 12 or 13.
See, I'm glad that he's agreeing with me. This is why we're doing this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not just going to be young kid bias or anything.
Yeah. I definitely didn't get to see PG-13 movies until I was actually 13. But it also says your parents are way more strict. Do you think that mom and dad are looser with you than they are with me?
Well, I think they were just as strict when you were a kid as when I was a kid, like around the same age. But I feel like they get more strict as you get older.
Okay.
Like, I don't know exactly why or how, but I just feel like they just get stricter as you get older because you start noticing new things and such.
Okay, noticing things, experience, all of those kinds of things. All right, well, that wraps up our top 10 most annoying things about younger siblings.
Now I get to pawn on you.
Now he gets to pawn on me. Now we've got 10 problems only the youngest siblings understand. Now, I was once a younger sibling. I was a younger sibling for 5 years. He's been a younger sibling his entire life.
11.
Yeah.
Almost 12.
So, our first one is you have 0 baby pictures of just you because an older sibling is always in there. Now, I'm going to give him some credit for this one. I know that the one baby picture of him that I've actually seen is of my sister holding him in the hospital room.
Yep. I've never been in a picture in like a baby book without another family member in it.
Yeah.
So I never got a picture of myself. It was always with another family member, except I remember one where I was screaming and crying like as a 1-year-old. Not a very good picture.
Great thing to share on TV, Connor. I'm sure no one will look back on that and regret you saying that. Now, I know that elaborating on that point, when I was younger and when Kathleen was younger...
You guys got a lot of pictures.
We got a lot of pictures. Mom was really into taking pictures and scrapbooking. But once you were born, Mom, now she works 3 jobs. She's a busy, very smart woman. Mm-hmm. But, she hasn't had time to take as many pictures. So you are in a heck of a lot less photos than me or Kathleen are.
Yeah. Well, not on my mom's new phone.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
But that's a cute photo of us. I remember that.
I remember that.
We were on vacation and we went climbing in the clay mountains. We almost got stuck.
We almost died.
But that's siblings. All right, number 2. You've gotten used to sleeping on the floor on family vacations. Now, the last vacation we were on, we were at this terrible hotel and I was on the floor for 2 nights.
Yeah, but you get a bed most of the time.
I get a bed most of the time. I do get a bed most of the time. But that's because I'm long and I need a bed.
And plus you like sleeping on the floor. You said you like sleeping on the floor before.
I was being kind.
I mean, honestly, I volunteer as tribute.
You volunteer as tribute. It's great to know. Now, especially our uncle's house. Because we go up to our uncle's house every Thanksgiving and every Easter,
You get the couch and I get like a pull-up bed.
Yeah, well, you sleep with our cousin's room. Yeah. I get to get this chair. I get a chair.
You don't get a chair. You get a
chair.
You get a couch.
I get like
So
a double-sized chair.
You get a big couch.
Our sister gets an inflatable, super comfy mattress with a comforter and everything.
A queen-sized mattress.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
They basically give her own guest room, and then he gets to share a bed or a room with my cousin.
Yeah.
And then I'm sleeping in the hallway on this mini fluffy couch.
You're in a living room on a couch.
It is barely a living room. I'd call it a hallway.
It's a piano room. Because it has a piano in it.
Because it has a piano in it.
Yeah, pretty good logic.
All right. Number 3. You will never grow up in the eyes of your aunts, uncles, and parents and or grandparents because you'll always be seen as a little 5-year-old.
Yep, very true.
I'll elaborate on that. Why do you think that you are seen as so much younger than everyone else?
Because I'm the youngest.
Keep going.
It's as simple as that. I'm the youngest, so I'm seen as, well, a little kid.
Now, the thing is, you're recently not the youngest in our family anymore.
Yeah, there's a new kid in town.
So, do you think that that's going to affect how your family members see you?
I think in a
few years.
In a few years, I'm going to start to, not be seen as that tiny 5-year-old, even though I'm 11. Well, not 5.
Almost 12.
Almost 12. Almost a preteen.
Almost a preteen.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted by the term preteen, but I digress. So yeah, you are not the youngest anymore, and maybe we'll be able to see if our family members end up seeing you differently.
Yeah.
It's good to have another baby in the family.
I'm not a baby. I'm 11. Almost 12.
That's subject to opinion. All right, number 4. By the time you reach important life milestones, everyone is bored with them already. Yeah. Now, that is very true.
Yep.
So you want to talk about that? Name an important life milestone that you reached that everyone just didn't care about because me and Kathleen already did it.
I think I remember at your first communion, the entire extended family was there.
Okay.
But for my first communion, we had, grandma and a few aunts and uncles. You had the entire family. But I just had, an aunt and uncle and grandma. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But by the same token, if you're the youngest one, like these slides say, then
very young.
By the time that it's your communion or whatever big milestone it is, the rest of the family is more sentimental because they realize that it's the last time that they're ever celebrating that.
I don't know, there's still our youngest cousin.
Do you think that that's true, though? Do you think that, once a family reaches the last graduation of a generation?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I guess that works. I guess.
That's all right. All right, number 5. You were forced to participate in the same activities as your older siblings because your parents couldn't drive to 2 activities at once.
Yeah, I remember I had to be in a show and I did not want to.
Oh, yeah, we were all in a show together. That was...
We were all in 2. Well, Kathleen was in one of them.
We were in Sound of Music together.
And I did not enjoy it.
He had a part in everything. This kid complains about everything.
So do you.
I don't complain about anything. I don't complain when I have a part in a show.
You complain when I'm eating Doritos in a plane.
But here's another thing with the same activities. I think that sometimes, as an older sibling, you're forced to appreciate your younger siblings' activities.
Well, I have another thing to say about that. Every time you have a show or concert, because, you're in that whole musical theater thing.
That whole musical theater thing.
I have to go to every concert, everything. But you don't have to go to all my soccer games and such.
Yeah, but I did coach his basketball team. I'm going to make sure that everyone knows that. I coached his basketball team for 5 games.
It wasn't my actual basketball team, it was intramurals, but whatever.
It's still basketball. It's still a sport.
It's also my second least favorite sport, by the way.
I still did it, and you were still on the team, so
yeah.
Boom.
But we did better without you.
Number 6. Your mother either didn't let you out of her sight or totally forgot about you. Now, which one do you think is true for you?
Yeah, there definitely isn't an in-between.
There is no in-between.
Well, I'd say it's different every day.
It's different every day?
Sometimes, I remember one time I did an experiment where when I got home from school, I was out of everyone's sight for 8 hours.
Okay.
The entire day. No one even noticed I was, not there. So, yeah.
Sorry.
They didn't even call me down for dinner.
But on the other hand, whenever we're at an amusement park or a state fair or something...
no one lets me out of sight.
No one lets you out of anyone's sight.
Yep. See, it goes either way, but it's not, in between. It's just once. It's you could either be completely on one side or completely on the other side. There's no halfway.
All right. I understand that.
Yeah.
Number 7. Your parents never, ever, ever got your name right. Especially if they called you by the dog's name.
I
Now,
get bonus points.
you
Yay!
get bonus points. I know that our dad makes the biggest mistakes with names of all time. I've been called Kathleen. He's been called Shamrock. It's just a mess.
I think I was called my turtle's name once.
I don't even know your turtle's names.
Bubbles and Slider.
Bubbles and Slider. I'm sorry, I will respect Bubble and Slider's names.
It's Bubbles.
Bubbles. But yeah, I know that one is very true for you. I know Dad calls you by the dog's name all the time, which I guess is a compliment. Dad likes the dog. Dad likes you.
Yeah, but I appreciate being my own person.
You
not
appreciate
a dog.
being your own person.
I'd appreciate not being a dog. Even
Yeah,
dogs
you are not a dog. I will give you that. You do get messy and you do bark sometimes, but you're not a dog.
Oh, I bark to impersonate at being a dog.
Sure.
Woof, 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 woof.
All right. Number 8. Having your older siblings put in charge while your parents were out for a few minutes meant you became their slave.
I could relate to this with our oldest sibling, Kathleen. She would tell me to get a glass of water for her, I'd say, every 30 seconds.
That's a lot of water. But water's healthy. Drink water. So that's a good thing, I guess. It gives you exercise, walking up and down the stairs, getting the water, pouring it in, No?
Nah.
All right.
No, it's just Kathleen being lazy.
I'll give you that. Kathleen could be a little lazy sometimes.
A little, and sometimes. Those two don't go together.
Yeah. All right, number 9. You're always accused of being a tattletale, but you only tattled out of self-preservation.
Yep.
Do you understand what that means?
Well, I'm assuming I tattled myself out so I wouldn't get in trouble. Is
That's
that what that means?
exactly what it means. It means like using a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yes, you would tattle on one of us so that even if you were not doing the wrong thing, you would really just be out of the situation.
Yeah.
I think that you've done that a couple times though.
Well, it's because I didn't actually do anything, and if I'm accused of it, then I just try to get myself out of it.
By blaming one of us.
Yeah. Well, technically it's half chance I get it right.
I mean, you can always blame the dog too. The dog does a lot. All right, and number 10. You have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 parents telling what you should do every moment of every day. Now, I know that Mom, Dad, and you have all accused me of being a third parent to you.
Oh, no, Kathleen.
And Kathleen. Kathleen is a third parent to you a lot, too.
So were you.
So talk about that.
Well, here's how it goes. Like JK said, at amusement parks when Mom and Dad never take me out of their sight, when they want to do something alone, which I get, parents, that stuff, they always leave you and Kathleen in charge, so I have a whole new batch of parents.
Parents, that stuff.
That stuff.
Now, is the new batch of parents bad? Do you like it when you have 2 older people who could respect you as a person, but also give you life advice?
Well, also, do you know the slave thing?
The what thing?
The slave thing.
The slave thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the slave thing isn't good, but Mom and Dad could also treat you like a slave. I mean, what other reason is there to have kids?
That was not very nice. It made me feel very
Hey,
sad.
I'm Mom and Dad's slave sometimes too. Don't worry about it.
No, Dad makes me do stuff that I don't have to do.
Yeah, that's parents.
Parents.
Now,
Parents the movie.
do you think that one day, when you're older, you will be almost seen as the same age group as Kathleen and I? Or do you think you will always be seen as the youngest one?
Well, when we see our cousins like Brian, Kevin,
Allison,
yeah, they're very different age. They have a very high age difference, but we see them as all pretty much the same age.
Oh, so you think that one day...
Yeah.
What age do you think that will be?
High 20s, low 30s.
High 20... Yeah, Brian's 25, right?
Yeah, 20s and 30s.
You said high 20s, low 30s. He's 25. Have you ever seen him as being younger than the other two?
Only when I'm forced.
Only when he's forced. How are you forced to see someone a different way?
Exactly, I have never have.
All right. Now, so far, we've talked a lot about the problems of rivalries and everything.
But some siblings could be quite nice to each other. Like
your siblings are your first friends. I like a bunch of these quotes, but one of them that I really like is, "A brother is a friend given by nature."
Yeah.
You know, the thing about siblings is that if you don't have siblings, you don't understand how much a sibling can do for you. If you look at people who don't have siblings, and you look at people who do have siblings, they almost grow up in a completely different lifestyle. I've grown up while having one of my best friends right here.
I'm a best friend.
He's a best friend. And another best friend off in college right now. And I don't know what it would be like to live without them. So what do you think? Do you think that you would live differently if you didn't have siblings?
I probably wouldn't have any friends because I'd need somewhere to start off of.
So you think that having siblings kind of starts you off with like a set of friends already?
I feel like it makes you more of an extrovert, even though you're an introvert.
Yeah, I'm an introvert. Oh, yeah, I'm an introvert. I'm hosting a TV show and I'm an introvert. But that's all right.
Well done.
Now, do you like any of these?
I like the last one. A friend is a bother who was once a
A friend is a brother who was once a brother.
A bother.
A bother. A friend is a bother half the time, but you know.
Yeah.
A friend is a brother who was once a brother. Now, what do you like about that?
No, it's a bother. A friend is a brother who was once a bother.
Oh! You can read better than I can.
Yay!
I'm already seeing him as older than me. Now, why do you like that quote?
I like it because it's true. Because a friend is just your brother, and they can bother you sometimes. All friends do that, probably. I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect friend, because there's no such thing as a perfect person. So a friend is a brother who was once a bother.
That was kind of deep.
I'm deep.
And he just ruined it right there. Well, you know, Connor, I think it has been great talking about what siblings are, what they mean to people, and, you know, problems that siblings sometimes have with each other, but also...
in the end, they're friends.
In the end, they're friends. I have been pleasured to have two of the best siblings I could possibly ask for my entire life. Yes, he is a good sibling. And today, talking about the problems that siblings have, but also the benefits that you get from siblings, really does open your eyes up to how much you should appreciate them. Connor, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me on.
This has been Reality. Thanks for watching.